So I wanted to start by doing just like a little background on this community and sort of how we got here and that kind of thing, what we have ahead of us today. So I guess it was about 5 years ago, after in the previous summer I'd been running the recess program that Aisha Morris now runs at UNAVCO, and I'd been sending unsolicited occasional emails with photos of the summer to I think Lena Patino and Jill Karsten. So they kind of got a picture of what we were doing. And I'm guessing that's why the next year I got a phone call saying, would you consider writing a proposal for a workshop for GeoRU PIs? And it would be in like 3 months and short turnaround and all that, but we did it. And it was a successful meeting in San Jose in 2011, where lots of good conversation and connections began, and we talked about what to do. We went ahead with some activities, as a community, and then went on to have another meeting in 2014 here, where further advances were made as a community. And now, as a result, we have a GeoRU Resource Center and community, which includes, we have an online presence with the website with resources for people running REUs and similar kinds of activities. We have an email listserv that David spoke about, where people share questions, resources, and that kind of thing. We have a lot of workshops and so on. So it's really evolved and rich, I'd say, strong community. And so one of the things we do on the email listserv is send out in-time resources, gentle reminders, oh, you might want to be thinking about, coming up now, or thinking about recruiting, for instance, and creating an inclusive application for your REU, that kind of thing. Sort of keeping things going, maybe having a telecon on how to do this, where maybe 10 people will get on the phone and talk about these things. David Fields collected some of the past subject headings from the emails on the listserv, and so this gives you just an assortment of examples of what sort of topics people are asking about or sharing about. So if you're not already a part of it, please do join, recommend it. And it's not an annoying, I think, listserv that sends you emails every 5 minutes. So it's more like silence for 3 weeks and then a burst of 4 emails. So we also have some workshops and sessions. For instance, every year at AGU and at some other conferences as well, we host oral sessions to help share good practices on running an REU. And kind of as we've evolved, also the more people have talked in the community and also run these programs, we've seen a progression in the themes being presented, being less on particular specific REU and more on themes like how do you recruit, or how do you teach scientific communication, or what is the diversity of the program over time, that kind of thing. On the last page of your program booklet, there's a page that describes these events as well as the ones that were on the previous slide. So we hope that you will join us for any of these. We hope to be getting at other conferences as well. So why do we do this? As Tony mentioned, a lot of the reasons why it's such important work. One of them is also that employers and graduate schools look for skills in students and graduates that are really, ones that they learn well in internships. Writing and presenting clearly. This is also part of what they learn in college, but a lot of this stuff is more sort of real world, problems, like what happens when your experiment doesn't work? What do you do? It's not a canned project from an assignment. So you'll notice this is from, the bottom one is from, I believe it's Chronicle for Higher Education survey of employers, and they rate, you'll notice college reputation and college GPA are at the bottom in terms of, I think it's how many, how people rate it and how many people rate it. I'm not sure the exact. And internships and employment during college is at the top, possibly because they know people who have done projects and have these other skills, like they know maybe more about how to email with colleagues. So there are a lot of really wonderful reasons, and the other ones too, about students becoming part of a group where they feel supported and comfortable, and they can rely on each other. They feel supported by you and their mentors. And this cannot be, I think, understated, this feeling of being supported, particularly if people who maybe don't have as much support from their family, for instance. But everybody can use it, right? So that's how I see it, and I'm really happy that we have this chance to come together and talk about these things. It's going to be, I know there's a lot here at this conference. It's hard to squeeze everything in and make it in depth at the same time. So I'm afraid you just have to pick and choose, and like at any other conference. And then maybe next time we'll make it a week long, right? No. So we realize we can't do that, so unless we do it in the Cayman Islands at one of the REUs. So anyhow, so we have, from last night, some of our photographers uploaded some photos, and we just, you can see we already had some good community building, and really happy about that. So just as a glance, an explanation of how it works today. So at the breakout sessions, the idea is how to provide for people maybe who've never run an REU, and maybe somebody who's run one for 12 years. Maybe they don't want to go to the same session. So the key elements sessions are meant to be where you cover more ground. It's more like the fundamentals. So that might be where you go if you're new at this. And then, if you're also just interested in that topic as a veteran, a 14-year veteran, by all means, go to that session. The other ones are more in depth. It's not a presentation. It's a working group looking at what are the goals, the challenges, possible solutions and strategies, and resources and collaborations that might come out of it. And those will be using the Google Docs. Somebody will be taking notes and sort of for sharing later. So, and for our final report on the workshop. So these are just examples. This is going to be where, like there's the topic and the room for the working groups. Does anybody have questions about how that all works?
Can you move between rooms, or should you just stay there?
Well, it's up to you. I think people will probably stay. It's only 1 hour. So, yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So now I would like to, we have the great pleasure of having our NSF officers present today. Ooh, which one of you is presenting? Is it you, Lisa?